Hey guys, I've been having a ton of success with Dragon Druid. I climbed way up to high with it. Currently rank 15 legend. It's really strong. And this, it's, uh, it's. I personally think, especially against a Demon Hunter, I think compared to the old Spell Druid, it's better against Demon Hunter and better against Warrior. It's saying those are two of the most popular classes. I think it's slightly better, but I think it's also probably worse against Hunter and Warlock, because the other one's just a little bit faster and it's easier to win against Warlock by just getting a Glowfly and double Savage Roaring down. That being said, like this still can definitely beat Warlocks. I think this was about 50% win rate against Warlocks, where the other one is favored. But that's just my estimate. So I just want to go over some basic Mulligan information and then some overall game plan. So, and also a few card selections. So things on the deck. So to start off, I'm going to go over some things on the deck selection. One, compared to other lists, we're running double exotic mounts and double emerald. A lot of lists are running one of these and one of these and some other cards. I think these cards are both too good, and also having the dragon synergy. Some people are running Onyxia, which I think is a very interesting experiment. I like having the Emerald Explorers, but I could see Onyxia, especially depending on the meta, could be a good choice. I don't think there's enough data there, but it's an interesting experiment. But also I think a lot of big question I get is, isn't Fungal Fortunes bad now that we have more minions? Because we originally only had 3. Well, we have 7 now, and I did the math, and the odds of drawing all three spells is around like 48%, which is still not bad. And I think you remember, like, it's still 1/4 of your deck. So every time one of these, about 3/4 of the time you're gonna not discard a card. So that's pretty good odds. And it's kind of like the Book of Specters. Mage would still run that card, and Highlander Mage last expansion, even though they had more spells. Same thing here. It's still just really strong. But what's amazing about Fungal Fortunes that people don't realize is that it's synergy with Ysera. So often, you'll do a Fungal Fortunes on 2, and then you'll get it later in the game, and you might have some minions, and you go Ysera. Now you can go Fungal Fortunes. If it draws one of the Ysera portals, it takes that, but then you can draw a minion from that. So you won't discard minions when you draw Ysera portals, which is fantastic. So I think people will be overly like, oh, I can't do this, too many of this. I think you need to get comfortable with discarding cards. There's a lot of cards like this that beginners are too afraid to discard cards, but I like to look at discarding card as it's the equivalent of finding out that card's at the bottom of your deck. Because if you don't go through your whole deck, that's what it basically is. So I want to go over some quick Mulligan information. The most, I'd say, the top 3 cards are having your Mulligan: Breath of Dreams, Fungal Fortunes, and then Overgrowth. And then you have your sometimes Mulligans. Ysera is quite a sometimes Mulligan, especially if you're playing against something really fast like Demon Hunter or Highlander Hunter. You wouldn't want to keep this unless you already had Breath of Dreams. So if you have Breath of Dreams and you have a dragon, I always keep at least 1 dragon in your opening hand. Another sometimes card is Exotic Mount Seller. A lot of keeping these big cards is really good when you already have Fungal Fortunes. So if you have Fungal Fortunes, you're going to draw a bunch of cards. It's nice to have at least 1 minion in your hand. Often you can do Fungal Fortunes and draw into an Overgrowth or a Breath of Dreams, and that can be really good. Also, another more sometimes cards, Crystal Power and Wrath, especially something like against a Demon Hunter. It's good to be able to remove, especially that imprisoned, or the I always forget the name. Against the Battle Fiend. There we go. It's good to remove the Battle Fiend. So, especially on coin, having a Crystal Power in hand, I think might be one of the highest Mulligan win rate cards against Demon Hunter. So you definitely want this card in a lot of matchups. Glowfly Swarm is also a sometimes card, but not a usually card. I think people keep it more than they should or less than they should. Matchups that it's insanely good again is Hunter and Rogue. Getting an early Glowfly. And also, I'm a big fan of it in the Druid matchup, though it's not nearly as strong. I was looking at the stats against Druid than in the other version where you can buff stuff up. That being said, getting an early Glowfly against Druid can be really strong because it just kind of allows you to dictate the pace. And especially since the other Druid has, the other spell Druids have, buffs, fighting for board early is really important. So what's our general game plan with this deck? Well, we want to start off with the first, 4 mana turns of, possibly doing a Breath of Dreams or ramping, drawing cards, crystal powering or wrathing down minions. Then on turns, usually our mana turns 5 and 6, we want to be playing either like a Glowform or an Emerald, stuff to like kind of fight for board, maybe a swipe, sort of delay to our big turns, and then turn 7, if we're either, we want to usually be doing an exotic Mount Seller turn, usually taunting this up with something like Ironbark. So usually you'll be behind on board. By then, if you're not, you're in a great spot. You're probably winning the game easily, unless you're playing against a high control deck and you haven't gotten ramp. But you then want to be playing exotic. Often you're taunting up your exotic, though. You don't usually want to. A lot of situations you don't want to taunt your exotic. You want to think about. So often, if your exotic survives till next turn, depending on what their matchup, if they're playing Demon Hunter, they're trying to kill you fast as possible. You probably want to taunt this up. But if you're playing against, Egg Warrior, you often don't want to taunt the exotic Mount Seller, because if you taunt something else and they can't kill this, guess what? You're going to make a whole new sling of minions next turn because they're probably going Risky Skipper on you. So that's play this, kind of think about, should I be taunting this or should I be taunting one of the minions it created? Or sometimes if you used all your resources fighting for board, you might be going Overflow. And then at some point, usually you go Ysera, and then that's kind of your final win condition. But often exotic will win you the game without even a Savage Roar or Power of the Wild. So that's your general plan. Fight for board, ramp, delay turns, big exotic monster, big Ysera plays. There are fancy things you can do. So if you're playing against a control deck, like let's say you're playing against a Priest, saving these cards and saving your Moonfires can often be really valuable. It gets tough though with saving cards because of Fungal Fortunes. Often you don't have, and hand size, you don't have the luxury to save cards because saving cards means overdrawing other cards often. So, but ideally, ideally you should win on board. But sometimes with Priest, fighting for board, but their lifestyle's healthy. Alex their face. And then you might go Malygos Moonfire. They do something, you do a double swipe. Like you could definitely win with these kind of cards sometimes. So that way, being flexible is really important though. Like I know, sometimes you'll get a spell damage off Ysera, or you'll get sometimes you'll get that the Priest Dragon, Skeletal Dragon, and you'll get another dragon that gives you something ridiculous. So Ysera can definitely. I know I had a game where I got regular Ysera and a Ysera from Ysera, got a dream, brought the Ysera back into my hand, and then played Ysera again. So there's just ridiculous things you can do if you're looking for them with some of the Ysera stuff. So be kind of looking for those outs sometimes when you have these non-conventional games. But basic plan. Kind of ramp up, intermediate turns like Glowfly, Emerald, and then play big stuff for finishers. I think there's, knowing, one of the big things is knowing how greedy you can be. Often I've had games where I have Breath of Dreams and Overgrowth, but I go Innervate, Glowfly, because I know, if I don't fight for board, I'm going to lose. So knowing kind of where you are in the matchup and what your plan is, setting up for, okay, I'm wanting to go exotic Mount Seller 7. Am I going to just be dead by then? Do I have to use this resource, or can I, do I Moonfire on a 1/1 because I'm going to die if I don't, or do I save that Moonfire? And that's kind of one of the biggest skills of the deck, of kind of knowing how dangerous you are. Another thing notice is exotic Mount Seller has what their minions are. two of the most important minions are the rush minions. So you have Zixor, and you have the Hippogriff from Hunter. So you have Zixor, and you have Diving Griffin. So a lot of times you'll have a taunt, and you'll be trying to kill off their board, and be aware of like you can get these minions. So sometimes you'll be playing your other cards first, so to see if you get one of these rush minions. You get a rush minion, all of a sudden you change where you use your removal. So you might leave something at 4 health for a few of your first spells to see if you get a Diving Griffin. I believe there's 16 beasts, so just kind of be thinking about the odds on those. So yeah, that's my general strategy on how to do well in this deck. Like I said, being flexible. It's interesting. There's a lot of predictability in this deck, but there's also a good amount of randomness with exotic mounts and Ysera. So being flexible with your strategy in the later spots is really important. But yeah, I think this deck is a lot of fun and really strong. I think on ladder, you know, especially in this warrior meta, I feel this is one of the only decks that really beats warrior. Priest beats warrior, but is a lot weaker against other things, where I think this has really good matchup spreads all around. So enjoy this deck. And oh yeah, I think I mentioned it gets a lot of times where you're like, remember this card, Ironbark, is the best card in the game sometimes, where you play Ysera, you taunt, that's often winning you games. So being wary to save Ironbark for the right spots, that's another big thing. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys some gameplay, and enjoy.
Class is in session.
I think when we're keeping Overgrowth, I don't want to keep Glowfly because it's just going to be really unnatural. Okay, we got Breath. If we get a Dragon, that would be nice. Oh my god, this hand. Guys, this is what you call...
And this is...
Scarfrock, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. 21 months. All aboard the sub-train, thank you so much, Scarfrock. The personal, that is the #1 contender. The #1 subber of all time.
Job done.
Hottie. So they don't think you should run Ysera in the main spell druid list, which I see their point, but I still think they're wrong there. But I see the point on double Savage Roar, which makes sense. So this is I think this is really, because we could set up to go Ysera next turn, which is really good. We also could go Emerald Explorer here, which is tempo.
So many contradictions.
We also could just tempo Exotic here, which is kind of interesting.
I supply only the finest creatures.
I'm okay with this. We don't have many spells, and I'm kind of like, if we could like just jabate them into like using all this removal here, it's not that big a deal. Oh, okay, yeah. They just use a lot of resources here, and it doesn't really bother us, which is great. All right, I think we always go Emerald. Always going Dreams after that, realistically.
We must stop this corruption.
Go the infinite value route. So now, like, I just like that they kind of put themselves in a spot there where
My dream is yours.
we got the first Ysera. That's huge. We also can go, like, let's say they go Ysera next turn. We could do like Malygos and clear off anything. So we're in a spot we don't have like I mean, So they need to play Ysir this turn, in my
Supply
opinion.
only the finest
Okay.
creatures.
I think they're in trouble here. See how good their display is here. If they get like some really premium minions, they might be okay. That's a premium one. That's a premium one. They're playing looks like normal spell druid, not my weird ass version. Okay, this is 8, right? Oh, it's one off. The clean clear. I still think we take it. We could go swipe here. I think Malygos is better here.
Sleep now.
Job done.
Rudimentary talking about we should get Egel Waffle. Exactly, yeah. We should. He's probably gonna get me on the Quest Warlock lifestyle. Ugh, this is awkward. Wait, we have swipe, right? I kind of want to go taunt here and then just.
No more niceties.
We must stop this corruption.
Sleep now.
Where's Spell Druid's matchups? I mean, it's really good against Rogue. It's, I think it's like favorable against Warrior. It's, ooh, nice. Bad. It's weak against Demon Hunter. So their version's good against Highlander Hunter. Mine not so much, but. We could just draw into lethal here. So likely to get lethal here. Let's take it. Moonfire. Oh crap! I healed them. I'm an idiot. It's fine though.
Sands of time run low. Sleep now.
How do they win this? I don't know.
I can see.
Quick debate OTKs. I missed it over.
This ends now.
Class is in session.
It's, it's like sect. I can't even say it right. Sect. Sect. It's like S-T-T, like S-E-T-H-K. How dare you assume I'm working class? Lol. Alright. Ugh. See if we survive. This is a really annoying start. Probably go 3-mana Bog Beam here.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Right, Breath of Dreams now. I think I do. I don't know, I could just be dead, but the problem is we go innervate this. It's like drawing, giving us no value. So I think this is right. Now we get the Iron Bark, so we just get one of these big minions down later. Alright, hopefully we're not dead on turn 4. Even these Glowflies are really good. Ooh, the fancy play. Swipe's really good here. Swipe is really good. Friggin'. What's the likelihood that they're going Satyrs next turn?
So many contradictions.
Like when they do this play, kind of looks like they're going Satyr next turn. I don't know though. We could go swipe.
So many
Problem is,
contradictions.
then we don't stabilize. Oh my gut. It's much short term we can swipe, but the problem is we just swipe and then so this allows us to like trade next turn into like innervate overflow. I don't get why yeah, that is interesting, but it's you have to have 7 permanent mana crystals. It's poor wording, but alright. I'll switch on song requests. See how many we got some. Okay.
Time grows short.
See what they got here. We can handle Satyr. Like we can handle that play.
Hide behind those circles. I will still find
We got a crystal power off the top. That would be fantastic. Ho ho ho! He calls a shot once again. We go crystal 1, 2.
So many contradictions. No more niceties.
I want to go innervate hero power here. I feel like I don't. I don't think we ever get lethal next turn. But double twin slice. 5 mana guy would be
Time run low.
3. That would be lethal. That's interesting. Not that unlikely. Problem is how likely we're. Oh, we have to actually make room for this anyway, so. I'm probably going overflow next turn, so. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. I just felt like this was right. We also, like, remember, our hand's going to be awkwardly big next turn. So, now we can go, like, we can not overdraw potentially, so. See what they got here. They had a great opening, so we're still in the game. That's what's nice, you know? I don't want to be dead to Metamorphosis here, so... I'm just going to overdraw here. I think I'm okay with that. We don't really have... Next turn we can go... I want to save the Bog Beams, and we can go Innervate Alex on our own face here. Probably the worst thing we could lose here is like Iron Bark. We'll live though, if that happens.
Time grows short. I grow impatient.
Is it cold in the shadows? I cannot hold any more cards.
Could we go exotic here instead of I feel like we could.
And this
It honestly feels better.
to go.
Neji, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. 7 months. Appreciate it. I think we're actually fine to go exotic here. Like, we have a taunt. We'll have 8 health. Metamorphosis, hero power. Like, doesn't get through. Oh, but let's see if they go Altruist double twin slice maybe. They go Altruist here.
How curious.
Glaive, somehow you're right. I'm gonna do the right thing, guys. I'm gonna resist the urge.
Sands of time run low.
Resisting the urge to go Papega here. This is so hard with me kills now, so.
I grow impatient.
Another option was the double trade here, but I decided against it. Got the 5 mana dude here. Okay.
Our enemies will fall.
Did she have lethal on board here? No, not quite.
I supply only the finest creatures.
Yeah. It's usually right, but I'm like, I like trust your gut, but question your gut. I know those sound this, but like trust it, but don't like know that your gut is fallible, just like normal human beings. I think we got him. I think this is checkmate.
I yield for now.
A bam! 45.
Victory or death!
Class is in session.
Nice top deck. What you call the nuts. I'm wondering if we ever go coin glowfly. Like too early for me realistically to move things. I don't know, actually I think just getting to Ysir as fast as possible is the way to go. Because like we have the taunt as well, so it's like just play Ysir taunt. That just wins games. Great top deck.
We must stop this corruption.
I'll take the evasive worm. Rush ability is quite useful.
I'll show you who's boss.
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
Battle ratio.
My dream is your nightmare.
Stop the rot! Stop the rot! Stop the rot!
I like killing both of these. Just makes it awkward for the next turn. Like they have wrench here. Like it just doesn't trade nicely. Yeah, like using an inner rage on this, or like hero power shield slam. Like look how awkward that is. Great for us. Oh no. Yeah, that's okay though. That's probably already game, to be honest. He's not gonna be able to beat this. No! So bad. They're all really good.
Wax, give me
Someone's gonna lead the charge.
Yeah, I know, right? That's pretty low odds. Happens sometimes. I mean, the Wax of Dread is just game winning. It's just so strong. It's that we're gonna get like countless dragons from that, you know? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, bombs.
What now?
I actually don't really think I want to go wide because I don't want the Wax of Dread to be lost because it's such a. I don't want to risk, you know, going wide and then getting a Wax shirt off.
Treasure? Loot? What more can I ask for?
X marks the spot.
Really good at the bathroom.
I supply only the finest creatures.
Meladar.
I think I'm not going to do a trade here. I don't even feel like playing more stuff here. Yeah. So, I guess I give him an out. 20% out from the 4-1. Maybe that's a mistake. The legend, guys. The silverback. Patriarch. Well, give me some dream portals. Or some wax or dread candle. There we go.
You dare challenge the daughter of Deathwing?
I bring life and
I was thinking about Bog being my own minion there. Play around with Bladestorm, but they've already done one Bladestorm. So I don't know. Bladestorm's really good here, though. They got up top. They did have it in their hands, so I don't know. I think it was. Do we have lethals here? I don't think we did. We drew it. No, we've already used both Moonfires.
No more niceties. Sands of time run low.
It does seem good. Another use of glow flies there, guys. Use it to absorb their bomb hits.
Avast me!
I'll show you who's boss!
We're going for a battle rage player.
Armor made to
I might not get there. I mean, Brute doesn't even kill us. So we'll see.
Drink your blood!
We have a shield slam. We've already used 2 shield slams.
This will break your fall.
Double time and double pay!
Didn't quite do it.
How curious. No more niceties. Sands of time run low.
I don't remember if he runs burst. He run burst. Ah, way too long. Yeah. I'm worried we might need these cards for threats, and I don't want to just use them. We don't know how good these last 5 cards are.
What now?
Wax Dread is fantastic.
This will break your fall. The touch of the Lord.
And having this Wax Dread here is great. Nice. Deathwings never die.
My cards are low. It's strange. Oh no, my favorite card is gone.
Oh my god, look at that, guys.
I supply only the finest creatures.
I want to get to the past the 20 mark.
Embrace the chaos.
Class is in session.
Ooh, this is a start. Dude, we could just.
I was the first, you know.
I might go Glowfly here. Because they haven't. It's hard for them to have. We also could just wait a turn and then go off on Exotic next turn. That might be the safer line. I don't know. We can play Glowfly this early.
Curious.
We're not gonna get another like. After this and the risky skipper brute, like. Oh, yeah, I think this is right. This is just like a spot where when they do this, it's unlikely that they have like skipper and like something like and two things that comboed off. Like they didn't play a 1-2 on one, but like they haven't played a weapon yet. So this is like usually a lot of the games like you don't even get to use Glowfly, but I feel like this is like the spot where we can kind of punish them for going this powerful line, punish them for doing the right thing, basically. It's the disadvantage of doing the right thing. Innervate would be insane top deck here.
Waste.
Another Terran. A Terran within a Terran.
So much rage.
How curious.
I supply only the finest creatures.
I think this is good. I mean, even if they have like, so if they go skip or something, like it's hard for them to get a good efficient brood out here because like if they went skip or something, it would kill off these. So, like, I don't know. It's hard for them to deal with this here. Really hard for them to deal with this here.
Burn them
It's
all.
great for us. Like, if they don't kill this exotic mound seller, like realistically this turn, I don't see how they win this game. Because we just have so much powerful stuff we can do from here. They have a clear here? That's not a clear.
Make haste.
I don't know. I'm going for top 16. I've already qualified through this, but just for, you know, shits and giggles, as they say.
A conundrum.
Yeah. Double Mukla, and this is real good too. Because it kills anything.
Must burn them all.
Like, they need a skipper play now. Like, skipper, armor smith, battle rage, brute. That would keep them in the game. Like, they could clear this off. Maybe they could get another one and they clear both of these off. Like, that's a potential winning line.
A conundrum. So much.
It's so desperation here.
Gotta lead the charge.
You're so dead.
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
A loose Malygos.
Wrangle this.
This is the end of all
We got him.
plans.